right, NFT Rescue. So our goal with NFT Rescue is to empower the cNFT community to continue building on Cardano. We empower the Cardano cNFT community to access a charitable financial entity to help manage and distribute NFT assets and contributions, gaining actual adoption and traction. We lower the barrier for the Cardano cNFT community, and we invite external financial interests to enter or switch over to Cardano. We do this by unlocking the power of cNFTs as a utility of value for philanthropy versus the idea of an investment of wealth. Currently, right now, we're able to recover 60% of all zero market rug pull NFTs and NFT investments in the Cardano community. We do this with fiat donations through IRL fundraising events that we hold throughout various restaurant organizations and venues throughout the country of the US. cNFTs can be offered for sale to philanthropists, and we've already arranged with Patrick Tobler to do this through NMaker. cNFTs used as real property assets, which is how the United States IRS considers NFTs. They're real property, therefore they're just like your car, your house, your real estate, whatever it is that's real property has an asset value, regardless of the market value. We use these cNFTs that are donated for real property tax credits to our philanthropists. The process is quite simple. IRL fiat donations are applied to the cNFT image, not the NFTs themselves. These images are portrayed in IRL fundraising events that we hold in different venues across the country. By doing so, we raise our first donation for the causes that we support. We support 14 different umbrella causes on a global scale. We have ambassadors in the UK, we have ambassadors in Switzerland, we have ambassadors in Brazil, we have an ambassador in the Philippines that handles Southeast Asia, and we also have an ambassador that is involved here in the United States and Canada. So what we do, cNFTs are held as images on display screens at our IRL venues. The cNFTs portray the particular cause that we're targeting for the philanthropist. When the philanthropist donates towards those cNFTs, the first royalty or the first donation gets sent to the cause. After the donation is received, the donor will receive an email with a link taking them to the particular store or marketplace that's listed on NMaker. In NMaker, we currently have 8 different causes that we represent, and each store is individually designed for those particular causes. When the donor arrives through that link, they can peruse those NFTs for purchase. Now, when the donor is about to purchase the NFT, they create a wallet on the Cardano ecosystem. They purchase the NFTs using fiat, credit card, and whatever means NMaker has for them to be able to purchase it. When they receive the NFTs in their wallet, the donors that have already donated to that particular cause has the option to keep that NFT in their wallet. They have the option to relist it for sale and recoup their original donation that they applied in the real world fundraising event, or they can simply turn around and donate it to NFT Rescue for its asset value, not the market value. So therefore, it's whatever they paid for that NFT to acquire it, which that creates a second tax credit for the donor known as a real property tax credit versus the fiat tax credit they did when they first donated to the cause. That creates the second donation for the cause, and it creates the first royalty that's paid to the artist who created the NFT in the first place through the smart contract. After that, the NFT is now placed in NFT Rescue's wallet, and we now process into presenting it to new fiat donors in other events that we hold sequentially after the first event. So at that point, the second royalty is paid to the artist when a fiat donor donated to that particular NFT image. And then the third donation is raised for the cause. In words, fiat contributions are a 100% tax credit to the donors. Real property contributions represent a 60% tax credit to that same donor or other donors that donate real property. Moving forward, so when a donor attends NFT Rescue's IRL or online fundraising galas and donates $1,000 in fiat to save the whales, the vetted cause representing such receives its first donation. On the tax-deductible receipt given to the donor with verified credentials for the $1,000 donated, the donor is invited to a sponsored cNFT marketplace, in this case, NMaker, with a code or by clicking a link in the confirmation email. This code allows the donor to access listings of cNFTs listed on the associated Cardano marketplace. Now, the cNFTs that are displayed may or may not represent the original cause for the whales. It may represent other causes that the donor might be interested in donating towards. At checkout, donors can use their code and purchase the cNFTs from the marketplace, which can then be kept, resold, or donated to NFT Rescue for the real property tax credit. Donors purchasing cNFTs from this marketplace is done by using their invite code and creating a Cardano wallet to receive them, therefore quickly onboarding new individuals and commerce into the Cardano ecosystem. Artists or projects then receive their first royalty, and the cause receives its second donation. At any time, a donor can keep, relist, or donate their cNFTs to NFT Rescue as a real property asset donation, adding to their year-end taxable credits. When NFT Rescue receives any donated cNFTs, the donor gets a tax-deductible certificate through a verified credential of donation for the real property. NFT Rescue then places his cNFTs for resale on the marketplace for the respected original contributed amount, regardless of the present floor value. Therefore, if the original donated amount was $1,000 for the whales, therefore that cNFT will be listed for $1,000 in fiat in relation to what ADA is priced for at that time. At the time of sale of that NFT, the real property now has a verifiable recorded value that the donor receives as a real property tax-deductible credit in a verified credential. Artists or projects now receive their second royalty, as the floor value is based on the previous sale, and the cause gets its third donation. The donated cNFTs are a real property taxation credit for new donors and are listed on the marketplace for new donors to acquire, and the cycle is reset. cNFTs become a real property vehicle that cycles through NFT Rescue's project by onboarding new individuals and injecting outside financial commerce into the Cardano ecosystem, creating perpetual resources for the causes we support, thus perpetuating royalties for the Cardano artists and projects, benefiting the entire ecosystem. In a visual, the modus operandi. Donor donates fiat currency to NFT Rescue. Through fiat, NFT Rescue issues the tax certificate to the donor. NFT Rescue distributes the donor's cause to the cause of choice. Donor receives proof of work results via another NFT listed on the marketplace. In other words, we provide the donor a real tangible proof of donation to what their money actually did, not the blanket image of the whales swimming through the ocean. No, they get the actual NFT portraying the testimony of the beneficiary that received his donation. The real property contribution now. The donor donates the real property to NFT Rescue. Donor receives the tax-deductible donation receipt describing the asset. NFT Rescue sells or auctions the asset for the donor's cause of choice. NFT Rescue distributes to that donor's cause of choice. Then donors receive the proof of work results via the NFTs listed once again in the marketplace. Next step, proven use links and testimonials. As I mentioned, we have been an IRL 501c3 now for the last 2.5 years. In doing so, this link here, which I'm going to open for you, there we go, is on Twitter. You can simply go to our bio and hit the little magnifying glass on the right-hand side on the top of our bio and search for proof of work. Therefore, here you can see we have a horse rescue where we rescue horses in the Mojave Desert where we have our ranch. And we donated this horse to Emma so she can compete in competitions around the country. We don't just change a horse's life by rescuing a horse. We change everyone's life. Next step. We're here to define and refine philanthropy as we empower all those involved through trust. This is not about NFT rescue, but rather delivering the wow with our proof of work for the sole purpose of ensuring that our founders' vision and mission for NFT rescue lives on. I'll explain what that is. We've also received proof of work through wheelchair donations. We support accessibility issues. We support the disabled. This wheelchair was donated to a person of elderly. She was 93 years old. She fell and broke her hip, and now she has a wheelchair for mobility, totally free, including shipping. We support other causes around the world. This is serious animal rescue that's based out of the UK. We're grateful for Serious Animal Rescue doing what they do best. And you can see the before and after of the results. This would be the actual NFT that a donor would donate to this particular animal and would receive a track record of what that animal's progress is with the rescue. Also, they'll receive constant progress reports of what their money is doing continually for this cause. Furthermore, we do also adopt, through helping rhinos, the last 2 remaining northern white rhinos on the planet. As the year draws close, yes.
Have in mind that you only have 15 minutes and
15?
The presentation was only 5, but if you want to keep presenting, you can receive
okay, well, there's the link.
More
we
time
can go
on
on.
questions. So if you want to
All
wrap
right,
up.
Let's go back to the last 2 slides then.
Okay.
So we create transparency. You can simply search for that on my Twitter. Next step, you can see the collaborations that we use. The last step here is our goal and visions. This slide presentation is going to be placed on the Cardano Town Hall and also on the Cardano Asia's Town Hall. And you can also click on our goal is to rely on supporting our environments in the globe. So I'm going to allow everyone to ask any questions that I may be able to answer at this time. So I am done sharing the screen.
Perfect. Anyone wants to do the question first? I have some questions, but okay. So I see that the main idea is to make the project that has a lot of impact, but the main problem that I see now is how to make it happen ASAP, because to me that in right moments and with all the user experience that you want to provide, you need now a computer. But how do you think that user experience will be in the wallets now? And is just a rhetoric question because I have a suggestion. Please answer first. And
that's a great question, Mauro. Mauro, we are developing a unique proprietary software which we plan to patent and franchise to other organizations for them to use. This proprietary software is going to be developed within the Cardano ecosystem by Snaprilia, who we hired as our lead team development. We have a timeline of exactly 12 months to when we're going to project this software. The software operates no different than your online banking software that you currently use, except for your online transactions are going to be the individual causes you can donate towards. So when you donate to NFT Rescue, you're able to create a portal on NFTs Rescue's account, which is secured by the admin app. If you know Kyle Wood, he is in charge of a cybersecurity team who's going to be behind the security softwares that are going to be protecting the donor's input. So this software is going to be API'd through JP Morgan Chase Bank, which is where we hold our banking system currently. So every donor is going to have the opportunity to diversify their annual contribution. So if one donor decides to donate $100,000 to NFT Rescue, that goes into an account of NFT Rescue at JP Morgan Chase. And then through the portal, he can decide to send $1,000 to the whales, $2,000 to the dogs, $500 to the causes. And that is done through APIs that when the donor hits donate now, it creates an API with our banking system that sends that contribution in fiat directly to the cause's bank account. So it's all done through API integration.
Well, I just want to recommend you, just when you are starting and in the meanwhile that you are developing these features, a super high recommending wallet to mint. Indeed, Husky used it in Edinburgh, and in my experience was the best wallet in the mobile app, and it's called Vesper. I don't know. Oh yeah, I will try my best. This one is at the
We have
time.
Adriano here.
Sorry.
Game changer. We have Adriano.
Well, but he doesn't have the app yet, the mobile app, but he will present. You have it? Okay. I want to see your presentation.
Has been
today.
live on mainnet since 2021, guys.
Well, but the mobile app in the App Store is since 2021.
We don't need app stores. That's the deal. It's designed to avoid installing anything. But it's his presentation. I won't interrupt. Sorry.
No, please. The thing is that in the NFT mint experience, meanwhile, when I don't have a computer, the experience with Husky minting through this mobile wallet was really good and was really easy to onboard people that just was looking around and working. But we will have that discussion at the moment, right, Adriano?
What I'm going to share, what I'm going to share is any ideas of this concept, please contact Ninh Tran. Ninh Tran is on our board of directors as our IT development person. Snaprilia is his company that is going to be integrating Cardano developers to develop this software solely and specifically on the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. So if you have recommendations as to what wallets, certain developers that are looking to onboard work, it's all going to be handled through Ninh Tran. In fact, we're going to be at Rare Evo discussing the minor details, which we already done at the previous Rare Bloom event where we first met last year.
Perfect. I see that you, Rafael, have a question.
Yes, I do. Well, James, just a question. Basically, you'd be interacting with organizations that would be on your platform and would offer certain services for the donations, right? And my question is, who would take care of the proof of work and all these reports that will keep people informed? I think it's a very cool feature, but these organizations most of the time are very understaffed and depending a lot on volunteers. So would they have the bandwidth to be able to deliver on all of these?
The bandwidth will be placed on the Cardano ecosystem, and Snaprilia is already looking at increasing their bandwidth capabilities to be able to handle the influx. When I introduced to the Cardano ecosystem that I'm able to recoup 60% of all rug pulls that Cardano has ever purchased in their lifetime, this is going to be an influx because that 60% tax credit has to be applied towards actual gains. Therefore, as we start approaching this bull market, people are going to want to start realizing their gains and are going to have to pay taxes on those gains. And if they don't, they will one day. Therefore, these ability to do that, they can offset those gains by 60% with rug pull NFTs that they purchased in the past. Now, in our Cardano project catalyst, which is the idea scale link to our proposal, is on my bio at NFT Rescue on Twitter. You can click that and it'll take you right to the proposal. We're connected with the United Nations. We're connected through Connect Data International, which we handle all 17 sustainable development goals around the world. Therefore, we're going to have a lot of traffic. So your question, Mauro, on that would be best directed to Nin Tran. He's the top dog when it comes to all our development. I'm not a developer. I'm not a techie. I'm a dual immersion student. I graduated college in Argentina before I graduated high school in the United States. So with that
Well
said,
done.
Thank you. I went to St. Albans College in Lomas. And I graduated also through Buenos Aires University. My uncle also had a university called Baltar University in the city of Lanús, and I graduated there with my minor in world economics. So my background is business management and world economics. I can create business models that are very successful. One such example, if you're familiar with Long Beach Toyota, the Long Beach Toyota Grand Prix, I owned that dealership when I was 24 years old. I was the youngest Toyota dealership owner in Toyota's history. I managed that dealership from day one that I've had it for 6 years until I sold it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, James. And it's awesome to see that someone from the US that study in a Latin American country is doing great in the US and go back to the US and is spreading the world.
My parents were originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm the first generation American born here in Burbank, California. And I was raised through business schools as a dual immersion student coming back and forth. So when we're on school break in Argentina, I flew to the US to do my school here. However, the schooling in Argentina was so advanced that the only thing I did my 4 years of high school here in the US was grade the papers for the teachers. There was nothing new they could teach me. And unfortunately, back then, they didn't have the prodigy advancement to where if I needed to be advanced to certain grades to challenge my education, that wasn't available at that time. I graduated high school here in the United States in 1985. I'm 57 years old. I'm not a young kid like most Cardano techies are. So you guys are most of my oldest children's age, which I have 5 daughters, by the way.
Glad to hear that. And Adriana, it's amazing that the history of a guy who studied in Argentina and he's from California, right? Rodolfo, you too. It's outstanding.